Ever wondered how secure your systems really are? In an era where our lives are becoming increasingly digital, cybersecurity has shifted from being a mere buzzword to a necessary safeguard. It's an invisible shield, protecting not just our personal information, but also our freedom, our rights, our very identities in this digital landscape. In the vast expanses of the internet, we're all pioneers, venturing into unknown territories. We build our digital homes, our systems, with the best bricks and mortar we can find. We install locks, create passwords, and erect firewalls, confident in the security of our digital fortresses. But like any fortress, there can be hidden weak spots, unseen cracks in our defenses that could potentially be exploited. While we may like to think our systems are impenetrable, the truth is, vulnerabilities often exist. These aren't always due to negligence or lack of effort, but rather, they're a byproduct of the ever-evolving dynamic nature of the digital world. As technology advances, so do the methods and tactics of those who seek to exploit it. This is where cybersecurity comes into play, not as an option, but a necessity. To combat these threats, we need to be proactive, not reactive. We can't simply wait for a breach to occur and then figure out how to fix it. Instead, we must actively seek out these vulnerabilities, identify them, and address them before they can be exploited. This is the essence of cybersecurity. It's a constant game of catch-up, of staying one step ahead of the potential threats. This proactive approach to cybersecurity has given rise to a method known as vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, or VAPT. It's a process designed to identify, assess, and address the potential vulnerabilities in a system. It's about finding the weak spots in our digital fortresses and reinforcing them before they can be exploited. Let's delve into the world of vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, or VAPT, to understand how we can identify and address these vulnerabilities. You might ask, what exactly is VAPT? Well, let's dive right in. VAPT, or Vulnerability Assessment and Penetration Testing, is an essential process in cybersecurity that helps safeguard systems and networks from potential threats. Think of it as a health checkup for your digital infrastructure. Just as doctors identify and treat illnesses in our bodies, VAPT is used to detect and rectify vulnerabilities in a system or network. These vulnerabilities could be as simple as a weak password, or as complex as a software bug that leaves your system open to hackers. Vulnerability assessment, the first part of VAPT, is a comprehensive examination of your digital infrastructure. It's all about finding weak spots that could be exploited. This process involves automated scanning and manual checks to discover any potential risks. It's like a detective meticulously searching for clues. The second part, penetration testing, is where things get a little more exciting. Here, ethical hackers, or white hats as they're often called, attempt to breach your system using the same tactics as cybercriminals. They simulate real cyber attacks to test the strength of your defenses. It's like having a friendly sparring partner in boxing who throws punches not to knock you out, but to help you improve your defense. The ultimate goal of VAPT is to identify vulnerabilities before the bad guys do. Once these weaknesses are found, they can be fixed or patched up to prevent potential exploitation. It's a proactive approach to cybersecurity, like eating healthy and exercising regularly to prevent disease. VAPT is not a one-time process. As new threats emerge and technologies evolve, regular VAPT assessments are necessary to stay ahead of the curve. It's an ongoing battle, but one that's crucial in this digital age. Now that we know what VAPT is, let's explore how it works. The VAPT process begins with vulnerability assessment. Picture a castle. It's sturdy, fortified, and seemingly impregnable. Now imagine you're tasked with defending it. The first thing you do is identify any potential weaknesses, right? That's exactly what we do in a vulnerability assessment, the first step of the VAPT process. Brimming with sophistication, this stage involves identifying, quantifying, and prioritizing vulnerabilities in a system. It's like a meticulous examination of the castle's walls, checking for any cracks, loose bricks, or faulty doors. We're essentially looking for any potential weak spots that could be exploited by attackers. The objective here isn't to exploit these vulnerabilities ourselves, but simply to identify them. We employ a variety of techniques and tools to achieve this, from automated vulnerability scanners to manual checks and analysis. It's all about gaining a comprehensive understanding of the system's security posture. Now, you might be wondering, how do we quantify and prioritize these vulnerabilities? Well, that's where risk ratings come in. Each identified vulnerability is assigned a risk rating based on factors such as its potential impact and the ease of exploitation. This helps us prioritize which vulnerabilities need to be addressed first. For instance, a vulnerability that could potentially bring down the entire system and is relatively easy to exploit would be given a high risk rating. On the other hand, a vulnerability that has minimal impact and is difficult to exploit might be assigned a lower risk rating. The vulnerability assessment stage concludes with the production of a detailed report. This report includes a list of identified vulnerabilities, their risk ratings, and recommendations for mitigation. It's a comprehensive document that provides a clear picture of the system's security weaknesses. Remember, the goal of a vulnerability assessment isn't to scare you with a long list of potential weaknesses. Rather, it's to provide you with the knowledge and tools to strengthen your defenses and make your system more secure. With the vulnerabilities identified, the next step is to test them. Welcome to the world of penetration testing. In the previous scene, we delved into the concept of vulnerability assessment, which involves identifying potential weak spots in a system's security. Now, we'll take it a step further with penetration testing. Penetration testing, also known as ethical hacking, is a critical component of the VAPT process. It's like a fire drill for your system, a controlled form of chaos that allows you to see how your security measures hold up under pressure. The purpose of penetration testing is not to wreak havoc, but to identify how havoc could potentially be wreaked. The process begins with the vulnerabilities identified during the vulnerability assessment phase. These vulnerabilities, think of them as unlocked doors or unattended gates in your system, are then exploited during the penetration testing phase. Now, when we say exploited, what we really mean is that a simulated, controlled attack is launched to see how far a potential attacker could get if they found these vulnerabilities. The goal here is to understand the potential impact of these vulnerabilities. What data could be accessed? What systems could be compromised? How much damage could be done? But penetration testing isn't just about exploiting vulnerabilities. It's also about testing the organization's ability to detect and respond to an attack. How quickly are threats detected? How effectively are they responded to? In this way, penetration testing provides a proactive approach to security. It allows organizations to identify gaps in their security posture, understand the potential impact of vulnerabilities, and take appropriate action before a real attacker strikes. So, to sum up, penetration testing is the second part of the VAPT process. It involves attempting to exploit identified vulnerabilities to determine their potential impact and test the organization's ability to detect and respond to an attack. Together, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing provide a comprehensive overview of a system's security. So stay tuned as we continue to unravel the world of VAPT in our next scene. Why is VAPT important, you ask? Well, let's dive right into it. Vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, or VAPT, plays a pivotal role in maintaining a secure system. You see, in the vast world of cybersecurity, it's not enough to merely erect walls around your digital fortress. You need to actively search for weak spots, cracks in your defenses. That's where VAPT comes in. Imagine your system as a colossal dam holding back an ocean of potential threats. VAPT is like a team of experts meticulously inspecting every inch of that dam, looking for even the smallest crack that could lead to a disastrous breach. VAPT helps you prevent unauthorized access. By discovering vulnerabilities before the bad guys do, you can take steps to patch them up. It's like finding a back door to your house that you never knew existed and promptly locking it up before any intruders can take advantage. But it's not just about keeping the bad guys out. VAPT also aids in preventing data breaches. In today's digital age, data is gold. Businesses collect and store vast amounts of sensitive data, from personal customer details to proprietary information. A data breach can lead to severe financial losses, not to mention the damage to a company's reputation. By identifying vulnerabilities that could lead to a data breach, VAPT helps you safeguard your precious data. Moreover, VAPT helps you stay one step ahead of the ever-evolving landscape of cyber threats. Cybercriminals are constantly coming up with new ways to exploit systems. Regular VAPT ensures that you're not just defending against yesterday's threats, but preparing for tomorrow's as well. In essence, VAPT is like a comprehensive health checkup for your system, helping you diagnose and treat potential weaknesses before they can cause any harm. It's not just about reacting to threats, but proactively identifying and addressing risks. So to wrap it all up, VAPT is a crucial part of any cybersecurity strategy. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity. In the battle against cyber threats, VAPT is your trusted scout, your vigilant guardian, and your strategic advisor. So, how do you conduct a VAPT? I'm glad you asked. Let's dive into the process. Firstly, planning. This is the stage where you identify the scope and goals of the assessment. What systems are you testing? What kind of data are you hoping to protect? These questions will help shape the blueprint of your VAPT. It's like preparing for a journey. You wouldn't set off without knowing your destination, right? Next, it's time for scanning. This is where we use automated tools to scan systems for known vulnerabilities. It's like a doctor performing an initial checkup, identifying symptoms that could indicate a larger problem. But remember, these tools only highlight potential weak points. They don't exploit them or verify their existence. That's a job for the next stage, moving on to the attacking phase. This is where the rubber meets the road. In this stage, penetration testers, or ethical hackers if you prefer, work to exploit the vulnerabilities found during scanning. They're like detectives, using every tool at their disposal to uncover the truth. It's vital to remember that these are controlled attacks, designed to mimic potential threats without causing actual harm. Lastly, we have the reporting phase. Once the testing is complete, a detailed report is compiled. This report outlines the vulnerabilities discovered, the potential impacts, and recommends mitigation strategies. It's like receiving a detailed health report after a thorough medical checkup. It helps you understand where you stand and what you need to do next. So there you have it. From planning to scanning, attacking, and finally reporting. Conducting a VAPT is a meticulous process that requires skill, patience, and precision. It's like solving a complex puzzle, where every piece must fit perfectly to reveal the full picture. Conducting a VAPT can help to ensure that your system is as secure as possible. And the best part, you're not just identifying threats, you're actively working to neutralize them, fortifying your defenses, and ensuring a safer cyber future. So, are you ready to take the plunge? Finding the right VAPT provider is crucial. It's like choosing a trusted advisor who will ensure that your digital fortress is impregnable. But how do you find the right one? Here are some tips. Firstly, consider their expertise. A good VAPT provider should have a team of professionals who have a deep understanding of both vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. They should be capable of identifying weaknesses in your system and know exactly how to exploit them, all in the name of fortifying your defenses. Look for providers who have a proven track record in dealing with systems similar to yours. Secondly, consider their reputation. A provider's reputation is a reflection of the quality of their work. Look for reviews and testimonials from their previous clients. Were they satisfied with the service? Did the provider deliver on their promises? A provider with a stellar reputation is more likely to deliver high-quality service. Next, consider the methods they use. A good VAPT provider doesn't rely solely on automated tools. They should also use manual testing methods. Automated tools can miss out on vulnerabilities that manual testing can catch. The best providers use a combination of both to ensure that no stone is left unturned. You should also consider how they communicate. A good provider doesn't just provide a list of vulnerabilities. They explain these vulnerabilities, their potential impact, and how they can be fixed. They should be capable of communicating complex technical details in a way that you can understand. Lastly, consider their approach to customer service. A good provider understands that their job doesn't end once the testing is done. They should be willing to provide support and guidance even after the project is completed. This shows their commitment to your security and their dedication to their craft. Remember, choosing a VAPT provider is not a decision to be taken lightly. It's a decision that can make or break your cybersecurity posture. Choosing the right VAPT provider can make all the difference in securing your system. Let's recap what we've learned about VAPT. Vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, or VAPT, is a comprehensive approach to securing our digital world. It's a two-step process that involves first identifying potential points of exploitation on a computer or network, and then simulating attacks to test the strength of the system's defenses. We started our journey by unpacking the concept of cybersecurity, its importance, and how VAPT fits into this vast landscape. Remember, cybersecurity isn't just about protecting data. It's also about ensuring the continuity of operations in our increasingly interconnected world. Then, we delve deep into the heart of VAPT, revealing it as an intricate process that requires a blend of automated and manual techniques. It's a process that unfolds in two stages. In the vulnerability assessment phase, we identify, quantify, and prioritize vulnerabilities in a system. The penetration testing phase, on the other hand, is where we simulate attacks to exploit these vulnerabilities, testing the effectiveness of the system's defense mechanisms. We also highlighted why VAPT is so important. In an era where cyber threats are evolving at an alarming rate, VAPT provides an essential line of defense. It allows us to uncover weaknesses before they can be exploited by malicious actors, helping to prevent data breaches, financial loss, and damage to our reputation. Furthermore, we discussed the practical aspects of conducting a VAPT. We emphasized the importance of choosing the right VAPT provider, one that possesses the necessary skills, tools, and experience to conduct a thorough evaluation and reveal vulnerabilities that may otherwise go unnoticed. In conclusion, VAPT is not just a procedure. It's a vital component of any robust cybersecurity strategy. It's about being proactive, staying one step ahead of potential threats, and ensuring that our systems are as secure as possible. Remember, in the world of cybersecurity, knowledge is power. So let's continue to learn, adapt, and secure our digital landscape. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more enlightening content on my YouTube channel. As we wrap up, remember that vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, or VAPT, is a crucial part of any cybersecurity strategy. It's a double-edged sword that works to identify weaknesses and test them in a controlled environment, thereby providing a comprehensive view of your system's security. Just as a doctor checks for physical vulnerabilities to keep your health in check, a cybersecurity expert uses VAPT to maintain the health of your digital systems. It's a proactive approach to security, one that does not wait for a breach to happen, but rather identifies potential vulnerabilities and fixes them before they can be exploited. In today's digital world, where cyber threats are evolving at a rapid pace, the importance of VAPT cannot be overstated. From small businesses to multinational corporations, from personal blogs to government websites, every digital entity can benefit from a thorough vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. The beauty of VAPT is that it provides a real-world scenario of how an attack might happen. It's not just about identifying vulnerabilities, but also understanding how they can be exploited and the potential damage they can cause. This insight is invaluable in strengthening your cybersecurity strategy and making informed decisions about your system's security. In the end, cybersecurity is not a one-time task, but a continuous process. It's about staying one step ahead of potential threats, and VAPT is a powerful tool in that journey. So whether you are a cybersecurity enthusiast or someone responsible for the security of digital systems, I encourage you to delve deeper into the world of VAPT. Learn more about it, understand its nuances, and consider conducting one for your own systems. Remember, the digital world is a battlefield, and VAPT is your armor. It's your shield against potential threats, your weapon against cyber attacks. So arm yourself with knowledge and stay vigilant. Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more informative content like this. Stay safe and secure.